Hey collectors, welcome to Star Wars Collected. I'm Jonathan. If you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing. And if you've been here for a while, leave me a like so I know who my boys are. Guys, today we have a video that is over 4 years in the making. You may recall a little company called Anovos. You may recall all the drama that's happened around that. Well, I'm holding up a promise. I said if I ever got my helmet that I would unbiasedly review it as best of my ability. And guys, we have the Denuo Novo Luke Skywalker Rebel helmet. This almost doesn't feel real. I made this purchase back in 2018. It was, I think, March 15th. I'm recording this March 22nd. So almost exactly 4 years ago, I ordered this. And I'm not gonna go through the whole drama of Anovos and all that stuff, but if you know, you know. It was a company that had all the license for Star Wars and Lucasfilm, and they, you know, made some great products. I have a Stormtrooper armor over my shoulder here. That's Anovos. They started strong. I've got a Shadow Trooper armor that I have not built still, but hopefully I will someday. And I have a couple other things here and there, but mostly what I had were pre-orders. I had a lot of pre-orders, and you know, it became evident along the lines that we weren't getting them. And there's been, you know, some controversy about whether Denuo Novo is a new company, not a new company. You guys can watch some of my old videos where I've talked with the brand manager about how they're structured. You know, there's people online who no matter what is said, are gonna believe a certain thing. But one thing I wanted to do was that if I ever got the product, was to review it unbiasedly. This is my first Denuo Novo helmet or item of any kind. Denuo Novo, as you may know, is part of a partnership between NECA and Rubies, which is technically the same company. And they somehow, we don't quite understand how, ended up with the licensing from Lucasfilm after Anovos had basically gotten in way over their heads. And they, again, for some reason, are fulfilling back orders, even though that was through a different company, which I am excited about. And quite honestly, that's what we needed. We needed some reparations, if you will, in the fan community. Now, unfortunately, it is really basically only Star Wars items. So if you bought things for Star Trek, Battlestar Galactica, things like that, Ghostbusters, you're probably out of luck still, unfortunately. Right off the bat here, let's start with, we've got this little card. This looks very familiar to what I got with my Anovos stuff, especially the Stormtrooper armor. There was like a little poster, and we have officially licensed costume replica. Luke Skywalker was piloting the Red 5 X-Wing when he used the Force to destroy the first Death Star. So, of course, Denuo Novo is the official license carrier and have been bringing out products to market. I remember seeing the Shore Trooper early on, but I have not received anything yet except for today. So I am very excited to be not only opening this, but opening this with you guys. And what we're gonna do at the end here is I'm gonna grab my Black Series helmets, which has, you know, kind of since filled the void that originally when I bought this product, no one made a pilot helmet other than, you know, RS Prop Masters or something like that. That was, you know, sort of big time. Fantastic pieces that they make. A little outside what I normally like to invest per item. But this item came out, and at the time I had some experience with Anovos and wasn't too soured by them yet. Of course, by 2019, I'm at Star Wars Celebration. I see that Hasbro is bringing out a Black Series X-Wing helmet. So part of me, you know, is a little disappointed, but hopefully we'll have some quality here that Hasbro was not able to match, but we will find that out together. I can tell you that this is extremely lightweight. I was shocked when I picked up the box how lightweight it was. And there we have it. It's starting to emerge from its cocoon. Let's lift it up here. Wrapped in plastic, a little silica packet down here. I do see some screws in the bottom, so maybe we'll find out what that's about. Right off the bat, I will say that the paint job looks nice. Good weathering, and it looks like more authentic weathering than I would say is probably on the Black Series version, but I'll try not to compare it too much yet until we get them out here. It is very, very lightweight, and we have some things packed inside here. We have the earpieces, the little donuts, some extra padding there. It looks like this one was still attached on the side. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. Not a lot to talk about in here, just sort of felt line. It does have a little patch on the side here. Now, as I recall, those tended to say Anovos in the past. Granted, of course, this is a different company. It says Denuo Novo now, made in China, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, all that good stuff. But I don't remember that sort of patch being real big on those. On the inside here, we have a series of snaps on both sides, 3 snaps in a row. How about some snaps for finally getting this helmet, huh? How about that? So we have these little donut pieces on the side. They have Velcro on the bottom. If you've purchased the Black Series helmet version of this, you'll be very familiar with that as well. We have our little microphone here. Easy to adjust, easy to put in any sort of place we'd like to. The visor here does not go up and down. That is the same on the Black Series version. We have a chin cup, and then we just have some pads that are meant to help fill out the helmet so that it's a little bit more customizable to fit your head better. I do not tend to wear my helmets. I'm always kind of surprised how often people are talking about, like, you know, does the helmet fit though? Is it too snug on my head? All that stuff. Maybe I'm the outlier, but to me, you know, you put it on a nice shelf, you put it on a nice helmet stand, which I have some next to me here, and that's kind of how I enjoy my helmets. Putting them on and enjoying a cocktail or something like that just doesn't happen a whole lot here in the Star Wars Collected household. So let's take a look here. We have some decals on here, well applied. They are not having any sort of buckling issues. There's the ever so slight ridge on it, which I like because it is supposed to be a decal. Coming around the side here, you're gonna have the same thing with these little V stickers. A very yellow, almost green visor here. All the right details seem to be there. I may refrain from putting these pads in long term, but basically they just go in here as needed to make it fit your head a little bit better. You can kind of put them where you want. Now, of course, these I will be installing. And before we do that, though, we're going to put in the chin strap. The chin strap has 2 snaps on it, and there are 3 snaps on the inside of the helmet. So you get a little bit of choice as to how you want it attached. I will say again, this is an extremely lightweight helmet. It almost feels too lightweight. It is noticeably lighter weight and thinner than the Black Series version, which in some ways could turn you off. You could think that this is not a stable item, not a great item. I know you guys want me to put it on, so I will put it on. And there we go. So now I am ready to, you know, use the Force, Luke, reach out with your feelings, all those things, and blow up the Death Star. Visibility actually isn't too bad. If I had to wear this around a con, there's a couple little ridges here that are just in the goggles, but really not too bad overall. This isn't cutting into my nose. And of course I could put these on as well. I'll get this off very elegantly. So before we go too much further, let me go ahead and grab the Black Series helmet. We'll put them side by side with one another, and we'll go over all the ways that they are similar and all the ways that they are different. This, of course, is the Denuo Novo version on my left, and this is the Hasbro Black Series on my right. You know, they're kind of just different. Yeah, this one probably does look a little bit better. This one probably does look a little bit more like a prop. For right off the bat, I'm noticing that the Mohawk is thicker on this one than it is on this one. The weathering is better on this one than it is on this one. The accuracy, though, is pretty similar on both. They have the right sort of stripes where they belong. Some of them have interpreted them slightly differently. You know, the sort of white, black, yellow, white, black, yellow here. Different interpretations of sort of the same idea. There are certain parts I kind of like about both of them. I like that the damage to the crest on the Hasbro version looks a little more like it really was on there, and parts of it have gotten kind of blown off, where I find on this one it looks like they had a sticker, and the sticker has the damage built into it, and they applied the sticker on it. So, you know, that's kind of a negative on that one. But like I said, the weathering on this one really is so much better. This technique here, I've seen this done a couple times by using bubbles and a lighter and a couple other nuances in there to kind of get this like poppy, sort of dirty, burnt, scorched look. And I think they did that effectively here. Again, on the Mohawks, you actually have, at least on my version, this stripe that goes down the back here has a couple places where the line doesn't quite match up. There's a couple places where, you know, they're probably using some sort of stamp to come down to do this, and just the line is not absolutely continuous. I don't see that issue over here, and they were even nice enough to put a little chip into the stripe on that one, which I do appreciate. You can kind of see the back here, the stripe going down the side here is much smaller and actually gets smaller as it goes. Here it's a little bit more pronounced. The visors are actually quite a bit different in color. Yellow over on the Black Series one, this neon yellow, almost neon green on the Denuo Novo version. The chin strap on this has a lot more slack, much easier to put on and off. And then the padding on the inside, comparing to the original one, there's actually a ton more detail in here, which may wholeheartedly not be accurate, but has a similar sort of donuts here, but has this kind of nice quilted look there, and there's a sort of texture in the inside too. Again, probably not accurate to what it was like, but if you are thinking about, is it a replication of the prop, then yeah, probably pretty sparse on the inside. Who knows if it even had a lining, probably didn't. If you're sort of looking at an idealized version of the universe, then maybe kind of having a cool texture on the inside is something that you're looking for. Of course, the Black Series one has some playability. There's a button over here that if you put batteries in it, will trigger all sorts of sound effects and things of that nature. And of course, that is missing on this one. Also, I should point out real quick that the microphone is sort of a braided cable, metal cable type thing over here. Something that you can really pose. This sort of almost looks like a Cat 5 cable for computer networking or something like that, but works as well. And again, I wanted to show these chin straps. There is no weathering whatsoever on the Hasbro chin strap, but there is a ton on the Denuo Novo version, and I like that. I think that is a cool addition. Final thoughts on these two. So I'm glad I have this one. However, if I already owned this one, which I did, and I was placing the order today, I don't think I would place the order for this one. It is better. It is a better representation. It's going to look really cool on a stand, but this is a fine one too. You can use this as either a base and repaint it yourself, or just kind of use some of maybe the same weathering techniques that they've done over here to kind of replicate it over here. So, is it worth it? You could have 3 helmets like this. You could buy this one, you could buy Wedge, and then you could go pick up another one, Poe Dameron, something of that nature from the Black Series, or some of the Mandalorian helmets, something of that nature. So would you rather have those 3 or this one? So I don't quite see the value here. I think this is a little too expensive for what was delivered, as good as I think most of it is. I just don't think it has delivered threefold over the Black Series helmets. Now, that's not necessarily a knock at this helmet, but it is somewhat of a testament to, once again, what the Black Series brand is able to bring us as far as the value. They're not always going to be absolutely perfect, but they just give you a lot for your money, and I love that. I love that there are entry points for collectors. If you want to buy a really cool helmet from something, as a kid, I mean, who didn't want an X-Wing helmet as a kid? And it's wonderful that someone like Hasbro is able to provide that. And then if you're looking for an upgrade that's a little bit better than this, then Denuo Novo is now on the scene, taking the torch from Anovos and delivering that for us. Collectors, there you have it, my very first Denuo Novo piece. It's been a wild ride, and I am really delighted that Denuo Novo has taken over for Anovos and is delivering old items. It's still not completely clear to me as to what the arrangement is there, why they are kind of paying off the debts of an old company. But I've got a helmet in my hands. And like I said, as much as my heart breaks for those of you who have other licensed items that you were promised by Anovos, I'm very sorry that you're not going to get it, but I am delighted that those of us who have at least ordered Star Wars items are seemingly getting them. I've got the General Merrick one on the way. I've got an Executioner helmet, so it's supposed to be on the way. First order Stormtrooper armor that was purchased, I believe, in 2015. I could be wrong, but I believe it was 2015, maybe it was 2016. Maybe it was 6 years ago, not 7 years ago. And it's been a wild ride. But, let me know down in the comments, what do you think of these two? Do you think Denuo Novo is worth the upgrade on this type of item? Do you have Star Wars pre-order items from Denuo Novo? Do you have questions about Denuo Novo? It's been a while since I've reached out to my contact there. And, if you guys had enough questions, I could make another video reaching out to them. It'll be interesting to see if they're at Star Wars Celebration in 2019. There was a representation, a booth by Anovos, and, a lot of really, really beautiful, nice looking things. but I couldn't help but walk by and just be like, I've got that on pre-order, I've got that on pre-order, I've got that on pre-order, and kind of get the feeling that I'm not going to see any of it, and I kind of feel like they're here taking more people's money. So again, that's aside, that's in the past. I have a helmet here. I am very excited to be adding this to my collection, and who knows, maybe I will keep this one as well. Maybe this will get a repaint as well, and we'll add yet another X-Wing pilot helmet to the group. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. If you like videos like this, please consider subscribing. This channel is growing so much faster than what I ever would have thought. We are past 1,400 subscribers, and it's amazing. It's great. Also, be sure you're following me on Instagram, where we can interact one-on-one a lot more. I'm constantly posting great deals that I find, so you can add things to your collection at a lower price. Memes, polls, news, all that kind of stuff. And also, I'm going to be at Star Wars Celebration, so that's a great place to try to watch maybe updates that I might be doing there. And I hope to meet some of you guys while I'm there. All right, guys, see ya.